Hi, guys. Welcome back. Today's YouTuber that we're going to be visiting with is Gwen Smith. And the name of Gwen's video that we're going to be sharing today is I'm Sick and Tired of Being Fat. We hope you enjoy.
Recently working out, I was even counting my calories. I was eating 1,800 calories and a day, not a week, damn, a day, 1,800 calories a day. And I lost 4 pounds in the first month. But I didn't know that that's at that time that's a normal amount of weight to like lose in a month. I didn't know that you don't want to lose a drastic amount of weight really fast because obviously I have a long way to go. And I think at that time I was like 260 something pounds. But yeah, so when I saw that, I'm like, oh my God, I'm sore all the time. I'm hungry all the time. Like, I've been working out so hard and for so long. I've been restricting my eating. I've been counting every calorie and I only lost 4 pounds. I'm done. And I just gave up. Looking back on that now, I see that wasn't the right attitude to have towards it. And also, I'm more mature now. Like, I turned 30 in March. So I feel like my maturity level is a lot higher when it comes to stuff like that. And I have more education. Like, I've been doing a lot of research, following a lot of, fitness trainers and doctors and stuff on TikTok to try to see what's the best way for me to lose this weight. Because, again, when I saw that 308 pounds, it's like my heart dropped. It's like it became real.
Yeah, when you start getting close to 300 pounds and stuff, I'd imagine that whether you're a guy or a gal, that can be really freaky and scary. But I'd like to know your opinion down below, guys. If you were to work out for a straight month, maybe even a straight month and a half or two, and you only lost 4 pounds, do you think you would be strong and look at that as a good start? Or do you think you would be like Gwen and kind of get a little down and discouraged by it?
And I feel like God has just been giving me a bunch of signs that it's time for me to lose weight. Because recently I lost my uncle and he had diabetes, blood pressure, high blood pressure, cholesterol, and his kidneys were messed up because of his diabetes. He went into kidney failure one time because he wasn't controlling his diabetes, but then he was staying in the hospital. So of course, if you're staying in the hospital and they're feeding you and they're taking care of you every day, you're going to eventually get better with your diet because you can't, drive to McDonald's and get yourself food. You know what I'm saying? So that was the case with him. He got better. And when you have kidney disease, they usually give you, from what I know from his experience, they gave him a specific strict diet that he had to follow, and he didn't follow it. So his kidneys ended up going into failure again, and then he ended up getting lipedema. He had a lot of liquid retention, in his feet and a lot of other places in his body that I'm not going to mention. But they were able to keep him alive. He was taking dialysis, but he wasn't happy with taking the dialysis. And he got to the point where he was like, you know what, just keep me off of that dialysis. I don't want it anymore. And it just wasn't, it was like he was alive, but he was bound to a bed in a nursing home. Couldn't drive, couldn't go where he wanted to go. Couldn't work out if he wanted to. He couldn't just get up and go to the bathroom if he wanted to. He couldn't just go outside and roll around in the grass. Like, he was alive just to be alive. And
That's really deep, isn't it? Imagine seeing your uncle, right? He's the brother to either your mom or your dad, and you've seen him since you were a little girl, so you probably saw him when he was relatively a young man, right? And imagine all of a sudden you're seeing him die right in front of your eyes. Is this a situation that you at home might be dealing with where you have family histories of relatives that don't necessarily have the best health, and now you're kind of following in their footsteps? If so, it might be time to get your shoes. We're going to be going on a walk here in a minute.
be in a hospital bed. And I don't want that to be my story. I don't want that to be my experience in life. I just turned 30, and I have the opportunity now to look at his life and look at other family members. Because like I said before, this is something that runs in my family. and learn from their example and not have to go through it myself. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make 30 my 30th year on this earth. I'm trying to make it the year where I make a change, because I'm tired of being fat. Like, and it's not just an aesthetic thing, it's a health thing. It's starting to affect my health, and I can't just continue to let that happen and not try to do my best to make a change. I'm married. I got my 2 cats. We don't got no kids yet, but I got my 2 cats. And I feel like I could be doing a lot better when it comes to maintaining my health. And that's what I'm going to start doing now, because I don't know if I'm going to have kids. But if me and my husband decide that we do want to have kids, I want to be a good example for them. I don't want them to go through what I went through.
So sometimes I poke fun at the younger generations now, but let's be honest. In my day, I'm in my mid to late 40s, right? A lot of times people got married because they found out they were pregnant and they wanted to get married when the baby came, right? Her and her husband are doing it the right way. Not pregnant, no babies. There's a couple cats, but they're already married. To me, her future looks incredibly bright. I think she deserves to get healthy because she deserves to have a great future. If you agree with me, let me know down below.
Because, being a teenager, you're going through all these hormones and stuff, and you're comparing yourself to other people. And not even as a teenager, even as a child, you do that. You're like, I will be like, why does my cousin and all my friends from school, why they get to wear the cute clothes? Everybody was wearing Abercrombie and Fitch and Aero Pastel. I couldn't wear that because I was too fat. They didn't have my size. All right, and that's a bigger problem. But at the end of the day, I just don't want my future children to go through something like that. I want them to be able to feel, not necessarily that they fit in, but I don't want them to question, like, why am I not like everybody else? Why am I not like the normal kids? Why do I have to wear all these frumpy clothes? Why am I being made fun of? Why is it so hard for me to lose weight? I don't know how to lose weight. Who can help me lose weight? I want to be an example of them, of what to do. And I also want to be alive and well to be able to show them that example through how I'm living my life. I'm just trying to be real, and I'm just trying to document this experience, because I look at a lot of YouTube videos for weight loss journeys, and a lot of them, they're coming on and speaking after they've already lost all the weight, and now they're just, trying to maintain their weight. I don't really see too many people that are doing it from the very beginning all the way until, they've reached their goal. My goal.
So before she tells us her goal, I agree completely with her. So check this out. This video is from 2024, so this year. She's still a brand new YouTuber. She's going on this journey, so I definitely want you guys to check out Gwen Smith's channel. I'll make sure that I link it in our description, but I think you should go to her channel. I think you should subscribe, and I think you should leave messages on her videos that we've got her back and we want her to be successful.
Goal is to go from 308 pounds to 199. In my head, that sounds like a long way to go, but I think I could do it. So yeah, I just wanted to share that experience, share that journey. Hopefully other people can follow me, give me advice, give me tips, or even tell me, about your story. But yeah, you guys, it's time for a change, and it's time for me to come out of my shell. I also suffer from gym anxiety, which is crazy, because it's like you would think as soon as I walk in the gym, somebody's going to snuff me in my face.
I don't understand why we get anxiety in certain situations either, but I do know this. If you're suffering from gym anxiety to the point where you don't even want to get a gym membership, you're not hopeless. All you have to do is go get your shoes. Seriously, go get your shoes. Let's go for a walk.
Power Skull. Good morning, Venters. How are you? Happy Monday for me, happy Tuesday for you, which means thank goodness it's not Monday for you anymore. I'm wearing a shirt that I picked up at Walmart this weekend, Mario Kart. Guys, in my opinion, this is the most fun, enjoyable friend game ever. Me and my buddies, back when I was in my early 20s, had this game, and they were my roommates as well. And man, we would play this game just religiously. We absolutely loved Mario Kart. And if you're a Mario Kart fan, let me know down in the comments. Me and my son later, when my son was a kid, a little boy, I should say, we would play Crash Bandicoot racing. So I've always thought little race car games were really fun. And even nowadays, if I still had Mario Kart, I would probably bust it out and play it. Well, maybe not. I'm not too much into video games anymore, but man, I really did enjoy it enough where when I saw the shirt, I was like, I'm gonna grab that shirt. And I like the color red that it is. Hey, I wanted to tell you guys something. I am so appreciative of how absolutely wonderful and loyal my subs are. I think the world of you guys. I am super appreciative, and that leads me to my first wonderful story today. Guys, Professor Becca Levy published a report in JAMA over a Yale study done over 12 years involving 1,700 people age 65 and over. And it found out that people that were appreciative and looked at the positive things in life, and it was something that even if they weren't doing it, once they started counting their blessings, so to speak. So if you're over 65 and you're a venter, count your blessings, because the study found out that over 12 years, the 1,700 people that took part in it, age 65 and over, actually increased their mild cognitive impairment in a positive way. So they decreased it, I should say. 30% were more likely to regain normal cognitive function if they were upbeat. What does that mean, Jesse? Well, Bob, what it means is if you're in your 50s and 60s and you're starting to get a little bit older, which we all are, put your shoes on, get outside and start walking, breathe the fresh air, feel the sun on your skin, and start to count your blessings. Start to think about things that you're positive about and focus on those positive things and stay upbeat. And what the study found is that 30% of people will actually improve their mental cognition, where we normally assume that once you start going downhill, you're just stuck going downhill. So the whole idea that we can actually reverse that by staying upbeat, well, heck, that tells me we got to try to make ourselves get in a situation where we can be more positive and upbeat. So what can we do? Well, what we could do is we could start to keep a positivity journal, right? So each and every day when you're on your walk, try to think of 2 or 3 things that you're happy about, 2 or 3 things that are going in a good direction for you. So in other words, just having a walk in your life is going to probably lead to a better positive mental outlook. And guys, back to my subscribers. I think that that's one of the things that I've noticed in all of you. Guys, I've always watched YouTube videos no different than you, but very few people watch one particular channel every single day, come by to tell everybody, hi, how you doing? And enjoy your walk, let's do this, right? And what I sense is that my subscribers are 10 times more positive and upbeat than most people that are going through diet and exercise routines. So I feel like if we all keep walking together, not only are we going to increase our mental outlook and our physical outlook, but it's going to help us age better. We're going to have less and less problems with our memories. And I don't know if you guys remember, but my job when I first started my walks with you, my job was stressing me out so much that I felt like it was affecting my brain because the stress levels were so high. I was having a hard time finishing sentences. I would go into meetings with my manager, right? And because I was on this little streak of bad luck, it was making it where I wasn't being thankful for much at all. I was coming off of my surgery. She would tell me, hey, give me an idea of what happened with work your past week or so. And I was just progressively getting more and more negative. All of a sudden, I pull out my camera. I start walking with you guys, right? Start eliminating the sugar, start drinking water. And all of a sudden, I'm starting to get comments from you saying, hey, I'm really glad that we got this little walking channel. I've been looking for something like this. And when you surround yourself with people like Mala and people like Lily and Sherry Ann and Sheila and Terry and Sean, you start to surround yourself with these people, right? And even though I haven't met any of you, I feel like when I'm on my walk, you guys are right here with me. And another thing, when I'm on my walk, I feel like my Uncle David's right here. And my grandma Carmen is right here, right? And all my friends and family that I've lost, Jason Hensley, right here. All those people walk with us. And when you're on your walk, if it helps you think of friends and family members that you've lost in a positive way, that's wonderful. Oh my God, speaking of memory and cognitive function and stuff, I forgot. I was going to walk us by a couple of my buddies' houses. Maybe that's what we'll do this week, if I can remember. I wanted to walk by my friend Jeff's house and my friend Jason's house because we walked by Mark's house the other day. Every one of these neighborhoods has homes with people I used to go to school with. The house right there, the house right next door to it was my buddy Keely's house. And I always used to think it was so cool how when school started, he didn't even go through his front door to go walk to school. He just jumped over the fence and he was in school. This neighborhood has so many positive memories for me. It's amazing. We have hit 500 subscribers. I want you guys to go to my Facebook group and join Walk Talk Vent, the Facebook group, because I want us to have a place where we can kind of leave tips to one another. And it doesn't necessarily have to be associated, with a video, so to speak. So if you want to leave before and after pictures, if you want to talk about how, you're reading a certain book or you're trying a certain diet plan, you can. Of course, I don't want it to be spam city. So, if you're selling something, please try to resist the idea of making the Facebook group someplace where you can sell a lot. So I don't really want it to be that type of place. I want it to be a place where friendships can develop, pictures and ideas and thoughts can be shared, and just a positive place, So again, if you guys would join the Facebook group. They got the sprinklers on today in the park, which is nice. It is hot, but you know what, guys? I feel so positive about hitting 500 subscribers that we're not even going to talk about the excess heat today. It's freezing cold. So whenever you're walking, think about some positive things. And what'll happen is your memory will improve. And I think that's a good thing. So GL, if you're listening, you're having more than just the weight come off your body. You're going to also start to have some positive effects mentally as well, if not already. So that's really cool. That's really positive. Guys, I can't believe that in just 112 days, we have hit 500 subscribers. 112 consecutive days in a row, proving that willpower does exist, proving that if you can make a walk something that you're addicted to and a positive part of your life, that you can actually start to accomplish things that most people would associate with willpower. The reason I think the willpower argument is kind of goofy is because a lot of people would say, my goodness, do you know how much willpower it takes to walk 112 days in a row without a break with a camera doing a YouTube channel? And I would say, well, it probably takes a lot of willpower if you don't enjoy what you do. And I already told you guys, whether you guys were here or not, I'm gonna go on a walk. And whether I'm here or not in the future, I would be really disappointed if you guys quit your walk. I want you guys to walk for the rest of your life. It's a real gift. I'm almost happy that when I was in my 20s, my doctor told me I had high cholesterol because it set me on a path to walking. And when I was in my surgery last November and December and recovering from that, and it was going slow, and the weight was gaining on me, and I was getting a little down on myself, and I was starting to eat junk food and stuff, man, the walk saved me so quickly. I went from that state of mind to the complete opposite and losing 18 to 20 pounds just 90 days later. So I don't know about you, but on one hand, it looks like a super slow way to lose weight, but then when you look at it in its totality, to lose 20 pounds and feel back to normal in just 3 months, does it get any quicker than that? And then, like I said, you're not out lifting heavy weights where you need to recover. You're taking a walk that it just naturally rejuvenates you. It naturally gives you energy. And for you to know deep down that not only is it easy to put one foot in front of the other, but when you look at the results that you get, that you're losing a dress size, that you're starting to gain muscle in your legs while losing fat in your hips and your stomach area, right? If you're moving your arms a lot, you're probably noticing a tightness around your arms. And to know that outside of the physical realm, it's also doing wonders for your mental realm, that is amazing. Guys, we are changing the world one venter at a time. So again, keep doing what you're doing. If you notice something and you think it's a good tip, share it. If you took a before and after picture, go to my Facebook page, share your pictures. What that does is it makes me have the ability to potentially share it on future shows, But like I said, if you join the Facebook group, don't go there and start selling a bunch of stuff. That's not what it's there for. It's there so that we can kind of rejoice in each other's victories and that we can help each other when we're dealing with kind of tough, challenging things. Some people have weird work schedules. I was talking to Rochelle stating that, hey, next month, Rochelle, let's do the 7:30 rule. And Rochelle wrote me back a message and it said, hey, I can't do the 7:30 rule. I traditionally get off of work at 8, so I'm eating my last meal at 9. If you're one of these night owls and you stay up super late, Rochelle, one of the things that you can very easily do is you could say, hey, normally I'm up till 2 in the morning or whatever time you are. Normally I eat my last meal at 8 or 9, but normally I have my midnight snack at 11 or 12 at night. Well, Rochelle, what you could do is instead of the 7:30 club, you can make yours the 9:30 club, right? Because not everybody has an 8 or 9 till 5 type job, right? So in your case, like probably thousands of others, you have a shift where it forces you to eat your dinner at 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night. But like most people, if you're up till midnight or 1 in the morning, you too are probably susceptible to the occasional late night snack. So because we're baby stepping, I'm not advocating the 7:30 rule just yet, but in another 3-4 weeks when we're down to where we only have 1 month remaining, I'm gonna start the 7:30 rule up again. Just know for you, it'll be closer to a 9:30 rule. And remember, you might not be on day 22, you might be on day 70. If you're on day 70, you got to remember, we want you to still baby step your way up. So yeah, for new venters that are on day 23 or day 24 with me, you know, you're in a brand new situation. But that means there's some venters that are on day 110 or 115 with me. For you guys, you're in a little bit of an older situation. Now you can revert back and redo the challenge with us, or you can say, you know what, I'm technically in my second challenge, or I'm technically finishing up my first 90-day challenge. And what you can do is you can start to do a baby step upward again. So again, if you guys are in day 60, day 70, why don't you guys think about implementing a 7:30 rule? What's the 7:30 rule, Jesse? Well, Bob, the 7:30 rule is where you're going to eat your dinner and any type of snack by 7:30, and then after 7:30, you're going to cut yourself off from eating for the rest of the night. Well, isn't it bad to restrict yourself? Yeah, but it's not really restricting yourself if you've already had your dinner, right? I don't think anyone's ever died because they skipped the midnight snack. And if you can skip that midnight snack, I believe when you wake up in the morning the next day, I believe your hunger pangs won't be so big. When we eat, we have a tendency to want to continue eating. When we slow it down, we have a tendency not to want to eat so much. And by the way, if you can get to the point like me, where in the morning, instead of eating Captain Crunch or eating bacon and eggs or eating a bagel with cream cheese, if you can get to the point where you actually eat something boring, like a bowl of plain oatmeal or a bowl of cereal that has no sugar in it, then pretty soon you can get to the point where you kind of eliminate those hunger pains altogether. If you're an overweight person, significantly overweight, you probably have a situation where every morning you wake up and your stomach hurts. You are ready to eat. So in your case, what we really have to do is we have to try to baby step you off the sugar. I had a piece of carrot cake, guys, for the 4th of July. And you want to know what instantly happened after I had that carrot cake? All of a sudden, I woke up the next morning, and this is no joke, I started to feel hunger pains again. And I started craving zucchini bread and banana bread. So there is something addictive about sugar. It's not that the sugar itself hurts you, because there might not be 1,000,000 calories in it, right? But the reality is it puts your brain on that path where it wants to eat more sugar, or it wants to eat more food in general. So by dampening our need for sugar and by lessening that, I believe it makes things easier for us. So again, if you're really struggling getting off the ice cream and the cake and donuts and the soda, see if you can baby step down from that. Go to the store and buy yourself a bag of apples. Go buy yourself a bag of grapes. Go get yourself some of those little clementine oranges, right? Those little tangerines. Something that would be a quick, easy snack where you can grab it, peel it, eat it, and go about your day. Get some fiber in your system, And if you're having troubles, you don't want to ignore those troubles. You can outwalk those troubles, sure. You don't want to ever quit your soda. You don't want to ever quit your cupcakes. Instead, you'd rather walk 90 minutes a day instead of 30 minutes. You can go that route, but here's the problem. When you go to do your lab work with your doctor, you might look healthier, but you might not be healthier. So remember, even if you're losing weight and you feel like, oh my God, I'm cheating the system, I can eat whatever I want, which a lot of you will start to realize that, yeah, you probably could. But health is more than just the number on the scale. You want to make sure that, your cholesterol levels are decent. You want to make sure that your blood pressure is good. You want to make sure that you're keeping track of your sodium levels if you have sodium issues. I heard something interesting a couple years back. I heard that if you don't have sodium issues, you don't have to worry about sodium at all. If you're a doctor or a nurse, if you can confirm that, that would be great, because if you don't have sodium issues and you can eat as much sodium as you want, Just seems weird because I feel like my whole life people have been telling us to avoid salt, avoid sodium. But then you start to hear things like, well, you only need to obey that rule if you have sodium issues. And it's just like, really? I can eat as much salt as I want? Now, with that being said, I'm one of these guys that I believe most processed foods already have plenty of salt in them. So one of those things you can do is kind of ditch the salt and just put some pepper on most of your foods, and you should be good to go. I think what happens is we as Americans especially, we want to flavor every single thing that goes into our mouths. Sometimes it's good to eat dull, boring things, because when it comes down to trying to slow down on the foods we're eating, guys, it's so much easier to quit fruit instead of desserts. It's so much easier to quit bland foods like oatmeal rather than yummy foods like bacon and eggs. So again, when I preach, go get yourself some plain packets of oatmeal. I'm not preaching, to make oatmeal your favorite breakfast. I don't think plain oatmeal is capable of being your favorite breakfast. But then again, if it helps you get off your food and sugar addiction, maybe it can become your favorite breakfast. I'm pretty fond of it, right? And a lot of times people are like, I don't agree with you this way and that way, but my goodness, if my way creates a situation where you can get away from a food or sugar addiction, then my way is worth trying. And if I can get you to the point where every day you are working out, then I think other people should try. So if you're new, look at the comments. These people have been writing positive comments for months now. You've been on your diet for months now and you hate it. Why don't you become a venter with us? Get some positivity in your life. That positivity is going to lead to better mental cognition going forward. To me, that seems like all the positive onus you need. If you know that your parents are both struck with dementia and Alzheimer's and stuff, that might be in your future regardless. But if walking staves that off, if walking makes it where you don't have those issues in your 60s and 70s, but you can prolong those issues till your 80s, get your shoes on, let's go, It's sad when you hear stories of people having to put their parents in an old folks home, because they have mental breakdown. If walking keeps us from that mental breakdown, and even reverses it, that was the main part of the study, guys. It reverses it. And I'm telling you, when I took my first walk, I was having a hard time talking with you guys for 10 minutes. Now, God, I babble for a half hour each and every day. Try doing that. Most YouTubers can't even do that, So again, I just absolutely love my subscribers. You guys are so positive. And if you being positive equates to you guys having a better future, then let's go. Let's keep that going. If you're brand new and today's your first day, gosh, go outside, take a 10 or 15 minute walk, come back the next day and become a walker with us. Become a venter. I think as venters, we have an advantage. When you look at other YouTubers, they are dealing with people that are just looking to change their lives. When you're a venter, you're dealing with people that are changing their lives. There's a difference, And I'm sure if you go to other YouTubers that do fitness, I'm sure they have their subscribers that are very loyal. But we all know that's just because they're not venters yet. So again, look at some of the comments we have. We have a lot of positive, thought-provoking comments. I want to welcome LDM, better known as Let's Do Math. LDM watches videos and literally talks with me the whole way through the video. And if you want to hear and eavesdrop on our conversations, take a look at Let's Do Math's comments. They have a real way of breaking down a lot of the stuff I say. And what's really exciting to me is they don't just parrot and agree with everything I say. A lot of times they disagree with me and have their own opinions. So LDM, Let's Do Math. Good for you. I don't want people to necessarily agree with me about everything. You know, that's what makes us human. We're allowed to have disagreements. But I'm sure there's one thing we can agree on. Life is better now that we're walking every day. Life is better now that we're starting to apply goals in our life, right? And try to hit goals. It's awesome. You guys are great. You guys are motivating me like crazy. We are willpower, right? Everybody always says, oh, you need to get that willpower out of there. You know what? Maybe that's why 90% of exercises fail, right? Because people keep poo-pooing willpower. You guys are willpower. Don't forget that. You think it's easy to walk every single day? It can only be easy if you enjoy it. So we're going to get the world addicted to walking, and then we're going to change the world together. You guys with me? Yeah! Yeah! Let's do it! So anyway, I want you guys to have the best Monday of your life. I love you all. Join the Facebook group if you want. If you don't, then no pressure. But when you go to the Facebook group, just know it's a place where we can kind of communicate, share our before and after pictures, share our things that we're struggling with, and we can be a good team. Have a beautiful day. I'll see you guys tomorrow.